Recording. Stay recording. Welcome. You're listening to the Keeping Ashland Healthy podcast, a podcast production of the Mental Health and Recovery Board of Ashland County, Ohio. Thanks for joining us. And welcome back to another episode of the Keeping Ashland Healthy podcast. And in the studio, once again, Elise Schrader.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Elise?
I am great, David. How are you?
I'm tired, Elise. It's been a long week, and I'm exhausted. But because our listeners want an episode of Keeping Ashland Healthy, I'm here, and we're recording, and we have got a wonderful topic. I'm excited to talk about it with you. It is about Elder Empowerment Month during the month of June. And it's something the board has been doing several years. Actually, I forget, at least, how long we've been doing this. The Older Adults Behavioral Health Coalition rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
The Older Adult, that's been around like 20 years. But some years ago, a couple of our members said we needed to draw attention to World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, which is on June 15th this year for folks. But the group, and it's volunteers, different agencies. It's just folks that work in the behavioral health space, particularly with seniors. They said, well, we don't want to just talk about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, and elder abuse, as important as that is, why don't we also talk about other things that helps to empower and strengthen seniors? So pretty soon, before you knew it, Elise, we had a whole month's worth of activities that this group had planned, and we've been off and running ever since. So
it's amazing.
Yeah. So that day has grown to an entire month of June, and that is coming up soon. So we wanted to do this overview of the month with the listeners. But one of the nice things, since you've come on to work for the board, is you are a writer, and you've started to write blogs and other content for us.
Yes. And
you have a column out this month, and we'll have it on our website, obviously, and other places around Elder Empowerment Month. And I think you titled June is Elder Empowerment Month, and Ashland County has a lot to celebrate. So I won't ruin it for the listeners because I want them to read it themselves, either on our website or other places. But a few things about it that I was hoping you could talk to the audience about. Just, as you were writing it, one of the first things that jumped out at me is that you said June as Elder Empowerment Month. At its heart, it means recognizing that older adults are not defined by their needs. They are defined by their wisdom, their resilience, the lives they have influenced, and the lives they have built. I love that. Can you tell me in the audience maybe a little bit about where that came from?
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Thank you. I think it's just amazing. Older adults have so much time and so much experience that it's very different sitting down beside somebody who's had several decades in their life versus somebody who's perhaps younger.
Yeah.
So I think that I love that we're highlighting the empowerment piece of it.
And that positive,
Yes.
It's not, needs. It's like, what are they giving? What are they providing? Because they, like as you said, they have so much to provide.
Yes.
And give to others. And we need to see it that way rather than what do they need? So, you had said something else and real important to me. One of the greatest barriers older adults face is isolation, and more common than people realize. So we've talked about this a little bit on the program, but when you think about isolation, I mean, what comes to your mind in terms of ways we can possibly help folks feel less isolated? And I guess we'll talk about some of those when we do the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. So research consistently shows us that loneliness among older adults is linked to a lot of negative things.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, poorer physical health outcomes. And that's not just older adults. That's connection is just such a huge, important piece of just life for people and for humans. We're built to connect.
Yeah.
So I think highlighting the fact that isolation really often hits older adults even harder because if you really think a lot of perhaps their friends are passing away or family members, things just change that can really kind of have a negative impact and help people feel like they want to isolate.
Right. That's a good point. And, I don't know if we talk enough about that process that happens as you age, and you touched on it, Elise, they lose people that are close to them. It could be a spouse, right? It could be a best friend. Maybe their children move away. They're still alive, but maybe they're just not near. So that feels like a different kind of loss. But you have the real losses of spouses and best friends, neighbors, whatever it might be. That I just don't think we appreciate that the isolation, the disconnectedness that comes from those very real losses. That's really impactful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how to reestablish maybe even the desire in the senior to reconnect with somebody new, which is right, even for any age. I mean, making a new friend, right?
Yeah.
Or, taking the risk to get to know somebody, to be vulnerable, to allow people to get to know you. That, and if you're older, maybe, and you've lost, it's like, oh, I mean, it's a silly example, but, when I lost my second dog a few years ago, I told everybody, because, everybody's, are you going to get another dog? And I said, no, I'm not. I need time. And that's that's a dog. It's a pet, but that's important. But it's not the same as losing human beings. So I needed a break, and I can understand. But the flip side for our seniors, as you said, that are isolated, I mean, they have really good reasons why they don't want to get involved with somebody else, but that affects them. And,
yes.
Yeah.
So, it's really important to start taking even just small steps can be huge for people.
And that feeds into another point you made. This is my last thing that jumped out to me. Elder empowerment doesn't require a big gesture. And you go on and list several things that, as you say, these are very easy things. So, somebody making a phone call, visiting, any of these things. So what was behind your thinking there about leaning into, does it require a big gesture? Because I think maybe people think this is like insurmountable, maybe that, I don't know what I could possibly do to help with elder empowerment.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be anything huge.
It can be something small when you're going out to check the mail, just wave and have a short conversation with your neighbor who's sitting on the porch. I mean, something even just small like that. Yeah. Or even I have a handful of people that I'm thinking of in my life who are kind of considered more in the older age bracket, and most of them text. Yeah. So I'm actually a big fan of just shooting a text message to somebody close in my life, and that takes 2 seconds.
Right.
I actually texted somebody this morning about hummingbirds. I was like, oh, is it time for me to put my hummingbird feeders out?
Right.
And she's
Ask
like,
their advice.
Yeah. She's like, oh, no, give it a couple weeks. So, yeah.
Yep. Planning, all that. I love that, asking a practical question.
Yeah.
So the other thing I was thinking of was the calendar. This relates to the piece you did. So you really helped work with several agencies. I lost count how many agencies that you worked with, Elise, to put this together. But this will be posted online. We're going to do some social media. And then our friends over at the Council on Aging, they have a huge mailer that goes out. And they're going to include this in their mailer. So hopefully folks will get this early in the month of June so they'll be able to see and take advantage of all these opportunities. I won't go through all of them, Elise. You did a wonderful job assembling this.
Thank you.
But I wanted the audience to get a sense of what you said in the article kind of plays out here in all the different things. All of these are no cost. I want the audience to know that from the get-go. So there is something in town through Catholic Charities called the Golden Center, and those are offered around the county, several Golden Centers, South County, Central, I don't even up north. I can't remember if one of them is in the northern part, but these Golden Centers all throughout the month of June, we're just spotlighting speakers that are designed to help, I think, seniors build empowerment and then also discuss a little bit about the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day as well. We don't want to neglect that, but throughout the month, there will be several speakers through the Golden Center. So whether that's at the Congregational Church in Sullivan, some of them are obviously down at the what's it called? The Country Club Assisted Living Golden Center. That's in Ashland. There's the one down in Lownville at the library. They're all over the place. So if you're going to your Golden Center, you're going to have a great speaker during the month of June. The other thing, the Attorney General's office is going to be with us Thursday the 4th. That's June 4th. At the Sheriff's Annex building there on East Main Street. And Monica Walker she's come up before, Elise. There's always, you know what they're going to talk about? Scams. Specifically.
Oh my goodness,
Yep.
yes.
There are so many, and
they're so good.
I know.
Good scammers.
I know. And the reason, Monica, we have the Attorney General's office, they've come up now 4 or 5 years in a row because, this is so sad, it keeps changing. They keep, like you say, it keeps evolving. Like the scam this year is different than the one last year from you. And every year it's like some new variation, some new clever way to try to get seniors, and not just seniors, anybody sometime, to either give them money, give them their Social Security, some personal information that they can leverage somehow. So Monica does a wonderful job. So that is June the 4th over at the Sheriff's Annex Building on 1205 East Main. And again, this will all be posted. Don't worry about trying to take notes. We'll have this all posted for you. But folks don't want to miss that. She's a good presenter as well. I mean, the information is great, but she's a good presenter. So the other thing you included was things like this. I just drew my attention. June 6th. 9 to noon, Loudonville Farmers Market on Main Street. So why is that important? Well, Elise, you know what I'm talking about here. The farmers market, of course, they have practical things, whether it's food, could be fresh cut flowers or other things, but you're going to run into people, you're going to talk. What's been going on? How was your winter? How's your summer and spring going so far? I just love that you guys include things like that on this, because that's an opportunity to connect, right? You needed bread anyhow. You need to get some eggs anyhow. Those eggs are probably going to be better. I mean, Elise, she has some eggs on her farm that she brings in here to the staff. They are wonderful.
Thank you. They are much better than store-bought.
So, yes, go to these farmers markets. The one in Loudonville's not the only one, I'm sure, here in the county, but that was great that you guys put that on there, I thought.
Thanks, David.
Yep. The other one jumped out at me, had to do with June 14th, Canyon Echoes. So this is a concert, a tribute to classic American folk rock. That's going to be at the Brookside Park Myers Memorial Band Shell, 205 Parkside Drive. So the reason this one struck me, Elise, is music. So we talked about going to the farmer's market, getting some food, maybe getting some flowers, catching up with folks. Well, for a lot of our seniors, it's music. You know how much I love music. The band shell does a wonderful job with different genres of music, different, years that they spotlight. So this one was on American folk rock, which maybe some of our seniors like. Maybe they hate it. I don't know. But if it's not American folk rock, think about going to the concert at the band shell. It's a wonderful facility. At least if you had it.
No, I've never been.
Okay. You need to go to one of the concerts there.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy it. It's really the setting, whether you're sitting in the grass or in the seats, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like our own little mini Blossom. Now, don't call me audience. Yes, I
love
know
that.
It's not Blossom, but it's got its own Ashland version of Blossom. So now the very next day then, Monday the 15th, is actually World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. So we do have a speaker, I think, at the Ashland Village Golden Center that will speak specifically on that issue. But again, that's important. We've got a partnership agency, Department of Jobs and Family Services and the Council on Aging. They partner together to take calls and investigate any senior allegations of senior abuse or neglect. So we do have that resource here in the county. But you may want to, if you're interested at all, please go to that Golden Center talk on the 15th. We'll have additional information on the website of the board here. What else? I noticed, what else jumped out? Oh, the Balloon Fest. Now
Balloon Fest.
You said that you've been to this. So I believe it starts on the 26th maybe of June, towards the end of the month. Yeah. There's trailers, there's lunch. Oh no, I'm sorry. Thursday, you're right.
It starts early. Yeah, it's great.
June 25th, Thursday, and this is out at Freer Field, I guess. And now, audience knows if there's any wind, the balloons do not take off, but they still might glow, and they might do that, which is fun. But even if they don't take off, again, you're going to see people
Yes.
You're going to have some good food from some of the vendors out there. Some people even set up some tables for information and resource. So Ashland's Balloon Fest, Balloon Glow, the actual balloons taking off if they do this year. It's a lot of fun. And do you still have memories when you guys went?
So beautiful. Yes. I love just seeing them fly over and all the different patterns and colors of the balloons. They're beautiful. I
would think that would be, because they sell like trips and stuff to take on these things. I have not, that's on my bucket list. I've not done that. I feel like it looks like it's very relaxing. You're up there. I've seen videos and people take when they're up in their balloon, and it seems like it'd be a fun, relatively stress-free kind of thing. I guess, as long as nothing punctures the balloon. You don't run out of fuel. Like the guy reaches up, the fire comes out. Like, what happens? He reaches up and I was like, why isn't the fire coming out, sir? And then next thing you know, a slow and then rapidly plummeting. That would be David's balloon trip. Let me tell you. So, and then last but not least, there was some fun stuff you put on the Council on Aging. They do a bunch of stuff throughout the month. I mean, every month they're doing stuff at Council on Aging, but they have fitness there, fitness classes all the time. Again, movement, exercise. We know how important that is, and doing that with friends. And then one of my absolute favorite things that these have been popping up all over town: euchre tournaments, or just playing euchre.
Yes.
I love euchre. And so I just love that seniors and all ages can play euchre, have a good time. You don't even have to bet. You can just play on the hands, have a good time with your friends. I don't know if you've ever walked by. I've had the privilege of walking by places where they're playing euchre, and I'm like walking. It's always, they're laughing. Yes. They're having a good time.
Laughing and loud.
Right? I mean,
it's hard not to.
Right. I mean, they aren't enjoying themselves. They're talking. I mean, when somebody wants to go alone, I'm like, just all the things that people do when you're playing euchre. I just love that you guys included those things on there. So the whole month of June, it's Elder Empowerment Month here in Ashland County. The Mental Health and Recovery Board, along with the Council on Aging and other members of the Older Adult Behavioral Health Coalition, we've really tried to assemble a series of events, just fun things, no cost, that, either you as a senior listening or somebody that mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, neighbor, like you said, at least take them out. Do any number of these things. Do them all. I mean, make it fun. Or pick one thing per week. It's like we're going to do something every week in the month of June.
Yeah.
However you want to do it. We tried to give folks a variety of options. Do it this June. You'll be helping yourself, and that's always the key. I tell folks, when you help somebody else, you're helping yourself just as much, oftentimes, as you're helping that person.
Yeah.
Do it this June, and then be looking for Elise's column. We'll be posting that. It should be running in the paper around June as Elder Empowerment Month. I thought it made some wonderful points. I didn't want to spoil it, so we didn't talk about everything, but I thought you made some wonderful points, Elise.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience, for listening. And don't forget, June is Elder Empowerment Month in Ashland County. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Keeping Ashland Healthy podcast. The podcast is a production of the Mental Health and Recovery Board of Ashland County, Ohio. You can reach the board by calling 419-281-3139. Please remember that the board funds a local 24/7 crisis line through Appleseed Community Mental Health Center. It can be reached by calling 419-289-6111. That's 419-289-6111. Until next time, please join us in Keeping Ashland Healthy.